Dominance. Dominance and subordination. So a photographer attempts to control the sequence in which the elements are observed or viewed and the amount of an attention that each one gets. So we do this with dominance, and one of the ways we can do this is with proportion, along with many other items. So size can give us dominance. Color, of course, can give us dominance, and we know that with value, we can create contrast, which gives us dominance. Proportion, like I mentioned, the relationship between the sizes of the objects. We know, for instance, that large objects demand more attention. Large objects dominate those smaller objects. We also know with color, warm colors dominate cooler colors. With positioning, centrally located objects will draw more attention than one in the periphery or the peripheral vision, which means the sides or the edges. The center is not always the best place to position an object. And in future weeks, we'll learn about composition regarding to rule of thirds and the golden mean or the golden scale. Nonconformity, we also want to make sure that we include an anomaly. So there's some sort of difference or exception that's happening. As photographers, we look for some underlying organization, but we want to leave enough chaos so that our viewers can explore and fully appreciate the photo. New photographers tend to include too many objects, and this is something that just happens. So if you are a new photographer, you want to try to simplify things a bit. Often, the overall composition can be improved by just removing the unessential elements. So if we take an example here and look at more of the proportion with the dominance. Here's an example where we see an airplane flying. Things are kind of small. There's a lot of what we would call white space in here, and the proportion maybe seems a little bit off. If we were to zoom in and increase the size just a bit, the plane seems to fit a little bit better to that composition. So again, thinking about how we resize things, the proper proportion to create some dominance.